Hmm. Hi, friends. I'm here with Vanessa Kandiyoti, and I love her, and I just want to make sure that I introduce you to her and to learn more about her together. She's also going to lead us through a short meditation today. Hi, Vanessa.
Hello, thank you for having me. I love you
Oh,
too.
yeah. I hold these interviews just so I can interact with the people I love. So,
Mm.
Hmm. Well, tell us what's going on for you. Like, what comes to your mind when you start to realize it's 2020, we're stuck at home, and there's this thing going on around the world. Like, what's going on
Wow.
for you?
So for me, there's a lot going on. First of all, I'm going through my first pregnancy. So that's one thing to put, one part of the equation that is pretty big. And then, I feel blessed enough to be surrounded by the people I love and to enjoy this slower pace of life. Yet I guide meditations every morning at 9:30 a.m. on Zoom. That's Central European time. I have kind of my routine pretty much set up, and and then my mind feels pretty quiet and pretty grounded until I listen to the news or I watch videos about conspiracy theories. And then I can feel a little anxious and feel anger and feel frustration, a lot of emotions. I see with the people I live, with the people I guide meditations for, with my friends. Everybody's going through kind of a wide variety of emotions at the moment, and understandably so. It's very we're very much deep into the unknown, and yeah, hopefully we're gonna come out of this well. Um, and I'd love to think that it is to prepare us for a better time, and it's for the earth to regenerate because it is regenerating. And I would love to put all the conspiracy theories at rest, and that's it. That's where I'm at.
Yes, I truly believe that our reality is made up of
Mhm.
the stories we tell ourselves. And
Mm.
there's so many different stories going on in the world, and they're all parallel universes in reality. So there are those that are living completely in the conspiracy theories and gearing up for some kind of battle. And then there are those that are living in this reality of the earth, everybody's taking a pause and the earth is regenerating, and it's leading us to a better version of how we can live in gentleness with the earth. It being Earth Day today, got to bring that up.
Of course.
And then the other reality of what's next, because it's all of a sudden they don't have their jobs, they are really lost in this sense of what is life, because I've been putting my nose to the grind all this time, and all of a sudden I don't have a job, and what I thought was secure is no longer secure. And as this huge realization that life is something we can't control, and so all these different realities going on. um, how do you see meditation like helping with that, you know?
Mm. So, yeah, I trained as a mindfulness and compassion teacher. I'm bringing that up because mindfulness, just means being present. That's all it means. Meditation is for me a tool to be present, i.e., accepting what is, whether we like it and whether the mind likes it or not, usually doesn't really like it. So, accepting what is without judgment and with compassion. Because, of course, our heart aches right now for the people suffering, for those people struggling to put food on the table, who don't have any livelihood anymore. This is where it is. And meditation is a tool to be present to what is and to somehow not keep weaving more stories around the present moment, and to come back to, to what is, i.e., when we are present, we get filled by a life force that is beyond our control, and that is what regenerates the earth. And when we can access that, all of a sudden we become more creative, more resourceful, more resilient. We regenerate ourselves. We can either choose to let fear take over our entire nervous system, and when we're not conscious, and when we are breathing in a shallow way, and this means that our sympathetic nervous system is activated, and so we have no way to take any clear decisions, or to even be grateful for what we already have. And through meditation, and this is what it has been helping me mostly, is through this conscious breathing, because we use the breath or some body parts as anchors to come back to the present moment. And through that, by taking those conscious deep breaths, by exhaling slowly, we're sending new messages that we're safe to our body. And we activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which enables us to welcome rest, digestion, regeneration, and clarity. And from there, and from, taking those simple steps, we can all of a sudden witness a new reality. So that's how meditation can help us.
Do you have a moment in your life that you can share with us that brought you to this realization? Some kind of a story for you that this became real?
I have to say that, so meditation came into my life very unexpectedly. I started practicing and had a big aha moment because I struggled from an eating disorder. I did struggle from bulimia for a long time. And so I did a retreat with somebody called Janine Roth, who basically sees, whether you have a problem with food or any addiction or any problem, as a doorway into your life, as a doorway into what you don't want to look at. And so I flew all the way to California and did a retreat with her, and 3/4 of the retreat was silent. And that's when I had my first big aha with meditation, realizing that if I watch my thoughts all of a sudden and choose not to interact with them, just observing them with compassion without judging them, all of a sudden I could feel all that peace and all that presence and all that love that I could never feel because I was always stuck in my head. And so, yeah, that was for me my first big aha. And then I realized that same week that my thoughts were creating emotions, so sensations inside of my body. And we learn in meditation that actually, your thoughts, your emotions are not your essence. They're not who you are. They come, they go. We witness them. Some of them are pleasant, some of them are not pleasant. But if we keep playing the game of, judging every one of them, we kind of start fighting from a place where we cannot match our thoughts, we cannot match our ego. So once we dive into our heart and we start with, and this is what happened to me, all of a sudden, I started experiencing compassion, watching how the stories would unfold and how I could stop engaging and stopping the drama from unfolding in my head. And I started to feel more compassion, realizing that we all have our own patterns that a lot of the time we've created from childhood, from traumas. And yeah, and this became, I started guiding meditation soon after that. And I have to say that the compassion part is big, because we are going to mess up. At times we're going to get stuck in our head unless we're enlightened. And we cannot fight ego with ego. We can only fight it with love and with compassion. So yeah, that's, I'm in there with everyone else trying to do my best. I probably took it on because I had a stronger, fiercer ego than most, and more active. Hello, can you hear me? Yes,
Yes.
we're back
Yeah.
online.
Okay. Yep. You said you have a stronger, fiercer ego than most.
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected. I said that, and I said, and I need it because it's like brushing my teeth. For me, it's, emotional, mental cleansing is very necessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't
So,
have my emotional health, I don't have much.
mm-hmm. um, so what does emotional health look like for you?
What I meant by emotional health, is referred to as mental health, basically. And for me, it looks like feeling present, a lot of peace. Eckhart Tolle says that the only way to, there is no, we learn that we cannot avoid pain. We cannot avoid feeling pain as human beings. As much meditation as we're going to feel, it's just a way to observe the pain without judging it. We can avoid suffering. We can avoid the stories that we weave around it. So for me, as soon as I watch myself contract or get stuck in my head, that's where I pull out my gear and start questioning my thoughts, the one I'm automatically buying into that make me contract. Yeah.
So, as a meditation teacher, I want to ask you, um, do you feel this sense of partnering with plants, with the earth, as part of the practice? I guess the question is, would you choose to take people into a room with white walls all around you, or would you choose to take them outdoors, and why?
Oh, I've done both.
Yeah.
Um, the truth is that nature is the best medicine. It was interesting because the first time I guided a full moon ceremony on a beach in Crete, uh, probably 3 years ago, I showed up ready to do what I usually do when I'm in a room with white walls and I can't, because I live in, a colder part of the world. I don't get a chance to do that with ease outside where people are lying down. I've done walking meditations in the forest though since. And, the elements, nature just takes care of the work for us. All of a sudden takes us into a presence that no words can match it. It's we start resonating differently. We get to our essence. That's what I think nature brings to meditation. So much more powerful. um yeah. um
Yeah,
Very much so.
I'm happy to hear you say that. I know when I met you last year and we started talking about essential oils, you got very excited. And I know you've probably used it in the past. I just want to hear your experience of, Young Living essential oils when you
Mm.
used it.
So you introduced me to Young Living essential oils, and I love them. Um, I have to say that I've bought into the myths for the past 4 months since I'm pregnant that pregnant women cannot use essential oils. But I know you're going to take me out of that myth, because I've only used everything and anything with essential oils, from everyday uh, checking in with myself, just, what do I need today, and reaching out for the different smells, doing it intuitively when I don't even want to look at my book, and seeing whatever comes up, to putting it a diffuser in my meditation room in order to cleanse the energy. Yeah, they're powerful. They're amazing essential oils, and the truth is that I also love the sunscreen that you have, and yeah, I love those products. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this idea of forest bathing, because you brought up that you taught a meditation, walking meditation through the forest. And so forest bathing in Japan is a real practice. And the government actually designated a few forests as places in which people can forest bathe, and the studies around it show that people feel better. Their parasympathetic nervous system gets kicked in, and their heart rate goes down, blood pressure normalizes. And then the curious part of the research that I like to point out is that they isolated the effect of the essential oils in the forest that is helping people calm down. And the reason I bring this up is because you had mentioned you do live in London, you used to, or you will go back, and it's a little harder to teach outside. And I just wanted to put my thought in there, and that's kind of why I believe what I do is bringing people, even in the most urban places, a little connection with nature.
So important.
Yes. And I found that even when they are, especially now, stuck in an apartment, no garden, no backyard, maybe a sliver of sun as they go towards the window, how necessary it is to use the essential oils, feel the essence and the spirit of the plant just come through, and use our imagination for the rest,
So healing.
Yeah.
And it would be amazing if everybody could have access to that. Honestly, it would make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Huge difference.
Well, I'm excited for you to lead us into a meditation.
Oh, it would be my honor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to invite you all to find a comfortable seat.
I chose, in honor of Earth Day, Sacred Mountain. And so I will go ahead and put that on while you guide me.
I'm taking it in.
Yes.
So I'm going to invite you to take a deep inhale, feeling the air moving through your nostrils, your chest expanding, the movement in your diaphragm, your heart opening, finding a comfortable seat, feeling your sit bones touching the chair you might be sitting on, feeling your feet connecting with the ground. In meditation, we talk about beginner's mind, cultivating a beginner's mind, i.e., if you're new to meditation, just know that there is no right or wrong way to do it. All you're being asked to do for the next 10 minutes is just to start being present, using your breath as an anchor, feeling the air moving in. Again, I apologize for the outside noise you may hear, but just use that as a metaphor for the noise coming into your head, i.e., you can't stop it. All you can do is observe it and come back to your breath. Come back to what truly matters, cultivating your presence, free of judgment and with compassion. So as we diving in, I'm going to invite you to put a hand on your belly, a hand on your heart, only if you feel called to. Feeling the air traveling through your body, filling up your belly. Remembering that our belly, we say that it holds our emotions. Feeling the palm of our hands, one on the heart, one on the belly, infusing every part of our being with compassion, meeting the places inside of us that want to be held right now, that want to be seen, maybe the places that feel more vulnerable than usual, that we can often ask others to hold for us, but that we struggle to meet ourselves. What if today you were taking the time to go in, meeting those places, very much surrendering to whatever your breath, wherever your breath is guiding you to. Breathing in, feeling your chest expanding, your belly expanding. And then as you breathe out slowly, remember is that as you breathe out slowly, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, enabling you to go into rest, to go into digest, restore, and to welcome clarity. For the next 7 minutes that we have together, there is nowhere to get to. Every time takes you away, your mind takes you away from the present moment. All you're invited to do is to take that inhale and to come back to what is, to the sensation of your palms touching your body, to the air traveling inside of your being, remembering again and again that there is nowhere to get to here. All we are asked to do is to welcome, to observe our thoughts, our emotions. So really staying with your breath, watching the movement it creates inside of you, remembering that there is nothing to figure out right now. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There is only whatever feels good for you. This is the intention. This is our aim today. Doing what feels nurturing, taking actions that comes from our presence instead of reacting to this usual same knee-jerk reactions that come from our past. This is why we meditate. Stay with your breath. Beautiful. We also meditate again to create new neural pathways, new messages, and to stop reacting to the same thoughts that come from our past. To stop, as we said, fighting the ego with ego. And as we welcome more compassion, as we access that well inside of our heart, the one we have access to at all times, it begins to ripple and to vibrate outside of ourselves. Remembering that as everything is energy, as we're all interconnected with ourselves, with other humans, with nature, the energy that we give out ripples onto others, into the collective. So I'm very much inviting you to be kind to yourself, to start being mindful of whatever actions, stories, labels you're still buying into that no longer serve you. What if with your breath, with your presence, you had the consciousness, the time to recreate new thought patterns, to stop believing into what no longer serves you, and to start taking actions that nourish you, connected to your heart, guided by your immense inner wisdom, that divine intelligence that we all have access to, again, when we're connected to the present moment, feeling your feet on the ground. And even if our head is still in the cloud because part of us is connected to the unknown, we never know what will happen after our next deep breath. All we can do is trust our knowing, trust the wisdom, the life force that comes to us as we cultivate our presence, as we nurture ourselves with the essential oils we choose to use, with our outings in nature if we have access to nature right now, by questioning the thoughts that are still haunting us, by questioning the stories that contract us, by even questioning the emotions that cripple us. What if for just the next few breaths you had everything you needed right now? Remembering that as you start to change your ways to maybe step more into an unknown, your mind is going to want to keep you safe. It's going to bring up all sorts of stories or doubts of fears, and naturally so. But as you watch everything unfold, there is somehow a deeper knowing inside of you, one that knows beyond any reasonable doubt. And this is what I wish for all of us today, for all of you, for your loved ones, that we trust, that we have access to this present that guides us and that leads us into taking actions that are nourishing, that are grounding, and that are nurturing. May we all feel safe. May we all feel peace. And may we all feel love. Taking a deep inhale all together. Very much bowing to all of your being, bowing to your cells, to every part of you for showing up, for taking the time to sit, and for being present to what is. I'm sorry if my connection was unstable at times, but as long as you stayed present to your breath, this is all really that matters. Thank you again.
Mhm.
And many blessings.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I love your voice. It's so soothing. So if we want more of that, you are leading meditation at 9:30 a.m.
Central European time.
Okay.
So I have a website, vanessakandiyoti.com.
Mm-hmm.
Up there is a link. My link is also on my Facebook. There's a link for all the daily guided meditation. So I'm every day at 9:30 a.m. Central European times, guiding 30 minutes for 30 minutes. And if you can only join the first 10 minutes, so be it. We get what we need. um, yeah, I usually hold workshops as well, but I also write a weekly newsletter, and I record free guided meditations weekly that are on my website. And I hope they can help. I do one-on-one sessions online, healing work and coaching work. Yeah. So, whatever one needs during these times. And I believe that as um, a lot of things is coming up for us, it's also a way to rise and somehow to, we have more time for some of us. Some people are stuck at home, 3 kids, homeschooling, husband, cooking, working. This is not my reality yet, so I can't compare. But um, yeah, as we're less busy with the outside world, we get to see really what we do. And I would like to finish with one thing that for me has been very impactful during this confinement. Learning that pretty much a lot of things is a mirror. So as we get more reactive to some people in our lives, how about checking in with ourselves? Like, do we have similar traits that we stuff away that we don't like? And how about bringing more compassion to those traits? Because the truth is that we do our best, but none of us are perfect.
Yes, that's such a beautiful reminder. And especially when we are with family and we have to be home with them 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, thank you, Vanessa. I myself enjoy your weekly newsletters, and I am just amazed at your consistency and how you have managed to do that now for how many years? Close to 2 years?
No, one. I think I started a year ago.
But
Yeah,
that's
I think
every single week. Amazing.
every single week. Yeah, I never thought I would keep it up. But it seems like every time my mind tells me it's enough now, you have nothing to share, I even come up with that.
Yes,
I just share present.
that's
Whenever
the
my
best
mind
way.
comes to complicate, then yeah, I get lost.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you so much. This was amazing. And
Thank you.
I will be sending you lots of info on using essential oils while pregnant, for
Yay.
your labor, delivery, postpartum, your fourth trimester, and beyond.
Yay.
And for the baby, that is my task coming up.
Can't
Yes.
wait. Thank you.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love you.
I love you. Take care, Vanessa.
Blessings. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.